Yo, guys, tell me what the fuck. I did a lot of clips, but look at this shit. This is in New Jersey. Can somebody explain to me what the fuck this is? I saw the drones everybody's talking about somewhere else, but I couldn't stop the car to take a video because I was on the road and there was trucks. And there's nowhere to stop. But look at this. Can somebody tell me what the fuck this is? This is in Jersey. I'm in Jersey. I just finished working. Look at this shit. You tell me those are drones moving in that pattern and so fast. You're going to see how they move so fast. And then they've been moving because they were all the way somewhere else where I was driving, and they're moving. It's not like they're staying in one spot. And sometimes they create two rings. Look at that. What the fuck is that? Can somebody explain to me what the fuck that is? Anyone?
Alright, so we're gonna do those, right? Today's Monday. Saturday, the bridge is done.
What the fuck is that? That's the will within the will. What I want to say, Shalom. First thing and foremost, when we give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, known in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. As you saw, I believe that was... Oh, let me double check. I believe that was in Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. I don't recall what he just mentioned. Because, you know, when you're doing a screen recording, sometimes it's a lot lower so you can't hear. But regardless of it, the chariots are really showing themselves. And I know they had this whole finagle with the whole drones and, you know, the so-called UAPs, which stands for unidentifiable area phenomenon, which is another way of saying UFO, which we know them to be the chariots of the Heavenly Father. Esau has put different narratives about what these particular items are in the sky, which they came up with the conclusion that some of them was from private tech companies or private companies and actual people that was flying drones from like citizens and shit. You know, first they mentioned that it was some type of mothership off the East Coast. And further, then they mentioned it was from Iran and possibly China launching drones to spy on the United States. But either way it go, they took the spiritual aspect out of it because Esau, Edom, he doesn't want to stir up a mass hysteria, so to speak. So basically, you have all these scenarios as to what these things may be. But according to the Bible, what we saw were the chariots of the Heavenly Father. And I'm not saying that everything that you see flying in the sky is a chariot. Okay, because clearly there was a big psyop prior to the inauguration last month or 2 months ago in the month of December with these drones flying over the skies. Apparently there was some psyops in that shit because, you know, you have what they call Project Bluebeam, and, you know, you have different sea theorists coming out specifying that they're going to fake an alien invasion. But the scriptures say, in fact, there will be an alien invasion, and not to the one that you think of E.T. But if you watch the movie Independence Day, I mean, that's a primary depiction on how the Lord is going to come back, man. All right? He's going to come back with the chariots and with the hosts of heaven. He's going to lay this land desolate and destroy you heathens out of it, right along with the 2/3 of our people, man. Okay? So now people are asking questions. They're getting afraid because it says UFO/UAP drone sightings as of 12/14/2024, which wasn't even 2 months ago. But if you see the red here, the red is basically everywhere that the chariots are at. And honestly speaking, is way more than that. Because I saw a similar map when a whole layout of Babylon was completely red. And also, no coincidence that the United Kingdom is completely full with chariots as well. Because, I mean, you know, Great Britain or the United Kingdom and the United States is one within the same. Because, you know, America basically succeeded from Great Britain, which people say that they gained their independence. But if you go into the history of it, they really kind of branched off. They kind of broke off from them, you know, because there was conflict among the UK, the British, and the American, you know, over territory and lands and all this other shit, man. You know, almost like a coup-like, bro. But regardless of it, the Lord has his eyes on the kingdom of Esau, and now he's getting ready to destroy this place because as we see judgment transpiring in the earth from World War III to the institution of the MOT to the busy, and various other prophecies coming to pass, which we only have, 3 major prophecies before Yahweh Shai returns. which is including the return of the Messiah, which is prophetic. Things are happening, man, and you have to understand that these angels are set in place to play on the mindsets of these kings, because the Lord said that he ruleth in the kingdom of men, and also the Lord turneth the heart of the king whatsoever he will. So the Most High is doing things, man. And don't think for 1 second that this whole drone shit, just because they're not showing more footages of the news, you got people that still reporting seeing drones, which they may be seeing actual drones, but also people are reporting seeing so-called UFOs too, man. So going back into this video here, when you go into the book of Ezekiel, this goes into the will within the will. Okay, and I remember back in 2018, the brothers and myself, we went to a fishing hole out here in Missouri, and we saw a chariot similar to that, okay, of the same circumference, and it was spinning, and it pretty much darted across the sky, man. And we was like, oh shit. I mean, it was huge. I mean, it was like a glimpse there, and then it was gone. You know, then it came back around and it did the same thing again. But we speculate it to be a chariot because looking here in this video, it was the same thing with the shapes, man. Like
all the way somewhere else where I was driving, and they're moving. It's not like they're staying in one spot. And sometimes they create 2 rings. Look at that. What the fuck is that? Can somebody explain to me what the fuck that is? Anyone?
And that's what Esau don't want to confront. Okay, and this is what he that's what he didn't want to confront. Okay, he don't have answers for that. He knows what they are, but he's not gonna come out and publicly tell people what they are because of a fear hysteria, and also him losing power, because with Esau, it's all through pride. Okay, it's Esau harbors himself as being the king of the universe because he wants to overthrow the Most High and become the Most High himself. He's not going to admit to his demise or that he's going down rapidly, man. You see? So let's go from here to the book of Proverbs 15. And I'm going to start at verses 3. It says, the eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. And how is the Lord watching? Through his angels, through his counsel. Okay? They go back and they give the Lord a report. Okay? So every angel or every particular element has its own particular, like you got an angel over fire, angel over water, angel over the heat, angel over the snow, angel over the wet. You got an angel. You got literal councils set and rate for every particular deed that goes out on the planet Earth, man. Okay, because the Most High, he operates in complete order. Okay, the scriptures goes into the order. When you go into 2 Kings, I believe, when they go into the council of the heavens, you had the right side and the left hand side, and they are in complete order, in unison under the Heavenly Father, and they carry out his will on the planet Earth, man. But it says here, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. And the Lord has measured this place and find out that they was one time that this place has been imbalanced because of the wickedness, you know, the rape, the robbery, the murder, the injustice of the Hebrew Israelites, and on top of that, just destroying the earth, taking away people's rights to live, taking away people's life to be what you call sustainable or sovereign. You know, like us as Hebrew Israelite men and women and children, we supposed to be sovereign. Okay, we're not supposed to be under some dictatorial jurisdiction, but we supposed to have our own lands, our own palaces, our own autonomy, operating in complete autonomy away from you heathens, man. But what did you do? Put us in a system to totally do away with us, man, and to keep us under subjection, under your foot. Because the brother Micah Allah from Cali, he did a little lesson on what is called systemic racism when we go into redlining and, you know, banks using particular redlining maps to pretty much degrade Jake and to put Jake into this particular system of degradation, so to speak, man. You know, this is why when you go and get insurance quotes, they ask you not your email, but they ask you about your zip code and your address, because that way they're able to give you a discriminatory quote. Meaning, like, if you lived east of Truce and Prospect, then automatically you're going to get hit with high interest rates. But if you live anywhere in the Overland Park area, then, you know, you're liable to get a good rate. But even then, you know, they run your name, they run your social security number. That way they have the dossier on you to know what particular ethnicity you are, so they can lump you into that unfair system, man. And the angels see all that. So therefore, all hell is going to break loose sooner than later. All right. Another precept. This is Sirach 23, and I'm going to start at verses 19. It says, such a man only fear the eyes of men, and know it not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts, man. All right. So you have angels literally all around. Okay. Like they say, the eyes in the sky. Like when you go into Esau, Edom, like his cameras and shit like that. His cameras are basically operating as his left-hand angels, man. Okay. Because surveillance. And the angels is the mass surveillance team of Yahweh Shai. They're called messengers, man. Okay, and surveillance, what does it do? It brings back particular messages, and it shows you certain things. Like if you get caught on camera still in the shoplifting, then hey, that's signaling a message, man. Okay, this person is guilty. Go ahead and arrest him, get his license plate, the vehicle we drive, the color, and tap into what they call the scout cameras, because they have something on the highways or the E-ways called scout. Okay, and when you're scouting out something, that means that you're looking through it, or you're looking out, or you're observing. Okay. And the angels are the reconnaissance team of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So they scouted out this landmass. And according to Daniel, the 5th chapter, like, what was it? The Babylonians, they have been found one time and out of balance with the Lord. So therefore, the Lord had to bring them down. All right. Matter of fact, this started Daniel 5. And I'm going to start at verses... Yep, let's start at verses 24. It says, then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written, and this is the writing that was written, many, many tekel a parson. And this is the interpretation of the thing. Many means the power has numbered thy kingdom and finished it. And I believe Esau Edom had a similar message to that. I believe that they sent some type of fucking signal to the spirit world or something like that. And I believe that said that the Most High answered back and like, okay, your kingdom has been numbered or something like that. It was something that brothers went into a couple years ago. And even I think some podcasters brought it out that somehow, some way they found where the Most High was at. And somehow, and I believe they sent something into a portal, and the Most High basically sent the message back and basically told them, like, look, your days are numbered. So now with this whole 2030 shit, you know, they got accelerated now. So this is why they're moving quick with this warp speed and with this whole getting the New World Order up and running, because the Lord told them, like, yeah, your ass is on a time crunch, my boy. You better hurry up and get shit moving, man. So this is why, hey, things are going to move up quick. But it says here, the power has numbered thy kingdom and finished it. And it says in tekel, which means thou art weighted in the balances and are found one time, which means undisciplined. And it says here, and thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and the Persians, man. All right. Even though this happened during the time of the Babylonians, that you had what they call the Medo-Persian Empire, or the Neo-Babylonian Empire. And then you got the Persians and the Medes. Okay. Then the Greeks, then the Romans. But similar method as to Esau Edom, his kingdom is going down. The Lord already weighed his ass in the balance and found him one time, you know, undisciplined, unbalanced. So the Lord has numbered the day. America literally has a matter of seconds before it goes down. Okay. And a lot of these podcast gurus from, what's this guy's name? Glenn Beck, Redacted. You know, a lot of these guys, man, they even stated that, well, look, every empire came to preeminence and then eventually it collapsed. So what's the difference with America? Okay. Rome has come up in power and, you know, reached its peak prominent, and then it fell. And they was breaking it down on Redacted about how America, man, no, it wasn't even Redacted. It was a video I was looking at. I don't know this guy's name, but I guess he was some type of, he wasn't like a podcast guy, but I believe he was like some type of insider. And he said, look, World War II was America's peak preeminence. And from that point, it's been going down. Okay, so World War II was the peak of Esau's power. And shortly after that, he started going down, man. Okay, because shortly after you had what they call the space, or the space, what do you call the space race or something like that, when they accelerated to put satellites in heavens and to accelerate their moon landing, which that was all a hoax anyway. But from that point, that's when the Lord started really bringing his devil down, man. And then you got these foolish presidents in office. Like, we haven't had a real president probably since Kennedy, for real. I mean, you give or take, you got Nixon and Reagan and all these other men, but they were all puppets. But anyway, Yahweh Shimi Hawashai has numbered this kingdom and is getting ready to be destroyed. So it says here, he knew all things ever they were created. So also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. Okay. But anyway, it says the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So the angels are watching, man. Let's go from here to the book of Ezekiel, the first chapter. And I'm going to start at verses 4. And it says, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud and a fire enfolding itself, and brightness was about it. And in the midst thereof, as the color of amber out of the midst of the, it says the color of amber out of the midst of the fire. And also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. And it says, and they had the likeness of a man, okay, which means that angels look like men. They can disguise themselves, but it says, and everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet were like the sole of the cow's foot, and they sparkled like color of burnished brass, which means that they would look like men of color, man. And it says, and they had the hands of a man under their wings on the 4 sides, and they had 4 had their faces. It says 4 sides, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. And their wings were joined together to one another, and they turned not where they went, and everyone went straight forward, meaning that chariots don't have to do 360s or do a 4 360s to make a sharp turn, all right, because these things operate with 4th dimensional technology. But it says, but thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings, every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies, meaning that the angels were inside the ships. And this is describing the angels being inside these vehicles. And it says, and they went everyone straight forward. And whether the spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not where they went. But as for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like the burning coals of fire, and their appearance of lamps. And they went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of the flash of lightning, meaning that chariots can disappear within a second. This is why you can see them 1 minute and they'll disappear. Okay, that movie Nope showed you the chariot, which was actually a living creature. Okay, it was disguised as a ship within the clouds, but it was actually a living creature. You see? So what Ezekiel 1 is describing the angels and the ships, man. So these things that we're seeing across America, it's nothing more than the angels. Not saying that Esau doesn't have drones up there and have his his technology doing weird shit. But you can't take credit from the Most High either, because Esau, he knows, man. All right. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, 1st verse. And we ended after that. But these things, hey, we're going to see a lot of spiritual activity on it, supernatural activity taking place, especially from this time forth. All right, because we're in the middle of a kingdom shift. And this devil, man, he's going to release all types of shit on the planet Earth through his technology. Like, open portals in the Vatican. You got CERN. He saw an experiment with the what you call the God particle, splitting atoms, opening up portals and wormholes, all types of stuff, man. But it says here, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such that have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And when they see it, they should be amazed with terrible, it says, and they should be troubled with terrible fear, and should be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Because when we get delivered up into those ships, nobody gonna be able to explain it. It just look like something they seen out of a sci-fi movie, man. Because they make movies about it, but the average person don't believe that it's a reality. Because how can men of color, women of color, children of color be God's chosen people and get delivered out of here when they the lowest of the lowest? But that just by default proves we're the Israelites, man, because we at the bottom. But it says, and they are repenting and groaning of anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we sometimes had in derision and a proverb and a reproach, but we fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. And this is what they say about us, man. Okay, this is what your woman, your ex-woman, she says about you, your parents, your children, people you work with, other jakes in his truth. This is what they say about us, man. It says we counted his life madness. Are you in a cult? Go do something with your life, man. You talking about that Hebrew Israelite shit? Oh, women got to submit to men. Are you going to have more than one wife? That's madness to this people, man. And it says in its end to be without honor, because at the end of the day, people have that bold approach towards us like, yeah, y'all ain't right. Y'all going to be doing this shit until y'all drop dead or, and at the end of the day, we win it. Y'all ain't gonna win. This is what they say to us. This is what they think of, even if they don't say it. They look at us like we're a joke, man, because their lives are still somewhat intact, and we appear to be doing this, and we're beat down. So they think that they're winning, but it says here, how is he numbered among the children of Yahweh, and how is his lots among the saints? But therefore we have erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness not rose upon us, man. All right, so that's the point. Y'all chose to reject the Heavenly Father. You didn't listen to the prophecies, and you damn sure ain't listening to the signs or paying attention to signs like this. Therefore, you're going to be left behind, man. Okay, but anyway, with that, all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord's will you be edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.